Good morning. The prelude will now begin. Thank you. Good morning. And good morning to you at home on Zoom, and good day to those of you watching us later on YouTube. We're going to begin this morning by something that we will do every week until the atrocities in Israel and Gaza are over. And so, Allison, if you would light one of the candles, and I ask you to hold the people suffering in Israel, Gaza, the West Bank, and in Syria. And for those of you who pray, may we pray for an end to the violence and for peace. The second candle that we will light, I light in honor of the Hindu celebration of Diwali, which begins today, the Festival of Light. And we will also hold that candle for Veterans Day. Are there people here who served in the military? So we honor your service to our country. The theme of this service today is about your search for a new settled minister. And I would like to acknowledge the member of the search committee, if you would please rise and be acknowledged. Terry Donaldson, Jim Monnier, who's hiding in the back, Joanne Polichetti, Bob Bader, Ann Klasky, Eric Ruben Perez, and Graham Otten. And so this is your search committee, and you will be hearing more from them. Thank you for your service. The search process is indeed a sacred journey for our congregation, and the search committee is doing holy work on your behalf. You are seeking a new partner for our spiritual community, someone who will share in your joys and your challenges, and who will help you build this religious community into the future. I hope this service answers some of the questions you have and will help inspire your trust and support as we move forward. In that hope, I chose this morning's words written by Unitarian Universalist, the Reverend Gordon McKeown, who passed in 2003, who served many of our congregations in the Northeast. He wrote, "Ministry is all that we do. Ministry is all that we do together. Ministry is the quality of being in community that affirms human dignity. It beckons forth hidden possibilities, invites us into deeper, more constant, reverent relationships, and carries forward our heritage of hope and liberation. Ministry is what we do together as we celebrate triumphs of the human spirit, the miracles of birth, of life, the wonders of devotion and sacrifice. Ministry is what we do together with one another when we are in terror and torment, in grief, in misery and pain, enabling us in the presence of mortality to say yes to life. We who minister speak and live the best we know with full knowledge that it is never quite enough. And yet we are reassured by lostness found, fragments reunited, wounds healed, and joys shared. Ministry, my friends, is what we all do together. And in that spirit, let us sing hymn number 1010 from the Teal hymnal, Please Rise in Body and Spirit. The words will be on the screen.
Good morning, I'm Allison Barish, and my pronouns are she and her. I'd like to invite Eric Rubin Perez, a member of the search committee, forward to light the chalice, the symbol of our faith. Our chalice lighting today is from the Reverend Dr. Gretchen L. Woods. As we kindle the flame of our spiritual community, let us pay attention to its dance of fire. It is not static. It does not stay the same. It ebbs and flows in spontaneous patterns of light and shade. May we find our way as a congregation through this dance of transition with like spontaneity, responsiveness, and warmth. Thank you. Okay, I have a few announcements today. First, today is the last day to sign the membership book if you are hoping to be a part of this fall's member dedication, which will happen next week. Next, at the end of this month, the RE program will be sending out care packages to 21 of the congregation's young adults. We ask for your help by writing notes on specially made cards for each young adult. The cards are available in the gallery, and they will be here for the next 2 weeks. Also in the gallery, after service today, is a reception to showcase our newest exhibition, The Watercolors of Helen Giacomo. November 19th will be the annual Huntington Interfaith Thanksgiving service, and this year it will be held at UUFH, November 19th at 7 p.m. We need at least 10 volunteers to make this happen. So if you are planning on coming and you are able to help, please see the flash for sign-up information. You can get all the details in this week's flash on all of the announcements and also on our website. If you don't yet get our weekly e-newsletter every Thursday, you can sign up on our homepage at UUFH. And in addition to these announcements, the ones I already reviewed with Reverend Deborah, I have one more. Excuse me. I'm thrilled to be able to congratulate our own Reverend Deborah, who recently achieved the gold medal for lifetime achievement at the World Association for Sexual Health at their annual meeting last week held in Turkey. I think I speak for all of us when I say we couldn't be more proud. We'll celebrate with cake after the service. Okay. Please join me in singing the affirmation. The words will be on the screen.
Okay, I'm still a little teary. Thank you. Thank you. I felt like I took you with me. So, this is the time in our service where we invite you to come forward to light a candle for a joy, a concern, a sorrow, a hope in your heart. Anyone wishing to do so may come forward now or go to the back. Do I have a pastoral care associate here? Okay. Allison will join you down at the candles if you have something that you want to write on a slip of paper, or if you brought something, which is what I encourage you to do, please hand it to Allison. Thank you. You may come forward now. She just put something in there. This is a candle for Gray, for breaking a leg on opening night for Anything Goes. So, yeah, good luck. Would you join me, please, in the spirit of meditation, reflection, or a few quiet moments of prayer? Spirit of life and love, the world seems to be a mess. Our hearts break daily as we look at the news, the destruction of life and property and suffering going on in the Mideast, in the Ukraine, in parts of Africa. As we know that anti-Semitism and Islamophobia is rising in the U.S., as our government struggles to to once again avoid a shutdown. It can feel so hard to find hope, and yet hope we must practice. Hope is a verb, it's an intention, an aspiration, and we ask for feelings of hope to be stirred as we gather in community. As we celebrate the vets among us, as we celebrate the vets who are in our lives, including many of our own fathers, perhaps mothers, aunts and uncles. As we celebrate one among us who is making their stage debut, as we celebrate together the installation of the wind phone in the Memorial Garden and the people who came to dedicate it this morning to provide comfort and solace to us as we reach out to those who have gone before us. We hold all these things together, all this complicated, the joy of life and the sorrow of life, the impossible preciousness of life. The great Unitarian congregation planter A. Paul Davies wrote, "Life is just a chance to grow a soul." May we feel our souls, our hearts grow. May this search process be blessed. And so may it be. Amen.
I would like to welcome all the children up to hear a story from Joanne Polichetti this morning.
Thank you. Come on up. Come on up. We're going to hear a good story, I promise. Come on up. Thanks, Lily. Hi. Oh, thanks, Ellie, I know. Welcome. Hi, everybody. So I'm Joanne, and my pronouns are she, her. And I think I know everybody, but today we're going to read excerpts from a great book by Bill McKibben. It's called We Are Better Together. And this is a reminder, as we all are going to be working together, as we always do, but working together specifically to help us find a new minister who will help us to be the people that we want to be, to help the world be a better place. So our first page, the human game is a team sport. When we work together, we can do incredible things. We can harness the power of the sun. This is a favorite. We have the tools to allow us to stand up to the powerful and the reckless. Our humanness is important.
on our next page, it's love that works to help us feed the hungry. We know the value of love. Next page on the screen. Awesome, thank you. It's love that comes together in defense of sea turtles and sea ice and all else around us that is good. Here's the interesting part. It's love that lets each of us see that we're not the most important thing on earth and makes us okay with that. It's love that welcomes us imperfect into the world. We live on an unbearably beautiful planet, a planet that needs us humans to play together, to cooperate. We're capable of acting together to do remarkable things. So, we best get started. So, we're starting in a couple of ways. One is that we're working together to find our new settled minister that's going to help us do all of these things. And we'd like you to help us over the coming weeks. A member of the search committee will be coming to your classes to talk to you about our new minister and what you would be looking for in our new minister. And in the meantime, we still have work to do. So the holiday seasons are coming up. So I'm going to pause at this moment for a little public announcement, and that is the Hungry Basket is open for donations, and it's love that helps us feed the hungry. So as we start to sing you to RE, I'm going to ask you to each take a can of food and drop it in the Hungry Basket, and then remind your parents and everyone here to please bring some food for the Hungry Basket every time they visit. And for those who are watching us at home or on Zoom later, just a reminder to donate to your food pantry as well, because together we're better, right?
Each week, we have a collection for our split plate program. That means that undesignated donations are split between the UUFH and the Charity of the Month unless you indicate otherwise. This month, we're supporting the International Rescue Committee. Recent events have shaken the Middle East and the wider world. As a humanitarian organization, the International Rescue Committee stands on the side of those in need. Civilians are suffering and in peril because they are trapped amid a war. The humanitarian imperative and the principles of neutrality, impartiality, independence, and humanity which drive it forward have never been more needed. Please help as you are able. And today, we are introducing a new way to make Sunday morning contributions through both Zelle and PayPal. Now, normally, we kind of frown on cell phone usage in service, but today we'll make an exception. So if you are so inclined, if you go to either Zelle or PayPal, at the prompt for the recipient's email address, you simply type in office@uufh.org. Please indicate your donation instructions in the comment area. Ushers will be passing the baskets while Dr. J plays. For those of you at home, You can send a check to the office, donate through the website, or use Zelle or PayPal. Thank you for your support of the work we do within and beyond these walls.
I'm going to read you a reading called The Perfect Pastor, which has been out there in the universe probably for 40 years, but you'll, I think, get where I've done some updating. And nobody knows who first wrote this, so it's kind of one of those anonymous things. After hundreds of years, the perfect pastor has been found. They will please everyone. She will preach for exactly 15 minutes and then need no more than an hour to have prepared that sermon. He works from 8 in the morning to 10 at night, every night, doing everything from writing sermons to cleaning the congregation's bathrooms. They make $800 a week. They give $100 a week to the congregation. They drive an electric car. They wear nice but not too nice clothes. And they make the best vegan, gluten-free food for all the potlucks. She is 40 years old, and she has been a minister for 40 years. He is married to a wonderful partner who will help at every congregation function, but not care that he is at meetings every single night of the week and busy all weekend. He is tall, but on the short side, heavy-set in a thin sort of way, and very handsome, but not too good-looking. They have a burning desire to work with youth and spend all their time with the senior citizens. She is gay and also straight, cisgender and also trans, a person of color, born and bred a Unitarian Universalist, but thoroughly knowledgeable about Islam and Judaism, and proclaims himself a theist and a humanist. He smiles all the time while keeping a straight face because he has a keen sense of humor, but nevertheless is seriously dedicated. Every day she calls 15 congregation members to check up on them, spends all her time reaching out to non-members, and is always sitting in the church office when you need them. She answers emails within 10 minutes of them being sent, no matter what day it is. She gives you her personal cell phone number where she can be reached 24/7, and she's very good at practicing good boundaries. Unfortunately, this perfect minister burnt themselves out and died at the age of 42. Another version ends, if your minister does not measure up to these standards, simply send this chain letter to 6 other congregations that need a minister too. Bundle up your minister and send them to the congregation at the top of the list. In 1 week, you will receive 1,643 ministers, and one of them will be perfect. Have faith in this procedure. Don't break the chain. One congregation broke the chain and they got its old minister back in 3 weeks.
If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. We may never see this moment or place in time again. If not now, tell me when. I see sorrow and trouble in this land. I see sorrow in time again, if not now, tell me when. And miracles do happen, every shining now and then, if not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when.
That was incredible. Thank you. So may I invite Terry Donaldson, the chair of your search committee, and Ann Klasky, a member of the search committee, to join me on the chancel. And I need some mics. Oh, thank you. That was like a Vanna White there, Brenda. And we'll have the Welcome to the chancel. Thank you. I'm so glad you all agreed to do this with me today. So if not, do you need help? Yeah, you're on. Yeah, nope, you need the green light.
Okay now? No.
People in the tech room, second mic. You.
Jim, it's on, lights on, no mic.
We can also share.
I'll use that one.
So if not now, tell me when, right?
Now, gotcha. If not now, now.
There you are.
Now.
Okay.
We're good.
It goes with the theme, search, right?
That's right, we're searching for a mic.
Searching for a mic. So we've just completed, and people here, a very large number of our active members completed the survey for us. So can we talk about what you all found from the survey? Did anything surprise you, and what came out of it?
Well, we actually spoke about this when we first looked at the survey. Anonymous surveys are very often an opportunity for people to be brutally honest. And the thing that really struck us was how generally happy people are here. It's just really great. Of course, with exceptions, there was critical feedback and areas of improvement, but we were surprised how positive people felt about this place.
So Terry, can you talk a little bit about some of the major findings? But I love that you're happy. Okay.
I will talk about some of the major findings. So as Reverend Deborah said, we had about 114 people fill out our survey, which was 54% of membership, which sounds low, but we've been told that that's actually a fairly good number of people. So through the 8 cottage meetings that were held, we had a total of 81 participants in those. And we want to preface this by saying that our last cottage meeting was 3 nights ago, I believe, something like that. So we have plans in the coming weeks to do very, very deep dives into the things that came out of that. And today we're certainly happy to share the trends that have popped up so far. So given my limited brain cells, didn't want to leave anything out. So the most overwhelmingly common theme that came up was people's strong connection to our community. This came up through people's participation in small group ministry, their passion for the social justice that goes on here, our Grow to Give garden. People expressed a huge appreciation for Sunday worship. That, for most people, was really the anchor that they felt to this community. And there is a general trust in our leadership. We also, in general, all consider RE a really integral part of the fellowship, and we all value the multi-generational interaction. And people were very happy to see that others valued social justice so highly. So that came out in the cottage meetings, that when we shared, the quantitative data of social justice, people in the cottage meetings were incredibly happy and perhaps surprised to see how important that was to people. Those were some of the trends that came out, yeah.
And so did it get refined during the cottage meetings? Did you learn anything more from the conversations that took place?
We did. So I will bring up some of those were all positive things. I will share some of the areas of criticism, I guess. So there was some, I don't want to say disagreement, but some interesting conversations came out around growth and change. So in general, our members really desire growth, and a lot of our conversations revolved around what that growth looks like. So people want to grow, but not too much, not too quickly, and in a very controlled way. Yeah. So, and then there were some trends that didn't come out too much more in the cottage meetings, but in the survey there were a fair number of concerns around our congregation's willingness to accept change as a whole. That certainly wasn't a majority, but it was a sort of shared concern that some people expressed. There was also concern and or lack of knowledge around our financial stability. And then through the cottage meetings, some people expressed feelings that in order to maintain financial sustainability in the future, we would need to grow. So that were some people's feelings. And then it was also expressed that what growth needs to look like in terms of our place in the community, our profile in the larger community, and not just numbers. People felt very strongly that we shouldn't just try to gain members willy-nilly, but have a purposeful sort of, plan in place for how we're going to do that and what it will look like, and again, elevate our place in the community.
So just to say that it is not all unusual for a congregation to both say it wants to grow and not change at the same time. I think most congregations that are in search right now are a little bit anxious, a little bit worried about what's going to happen next, and like who you are. And so it's like, is somebody going to come in here and try to change things too fast? And let me just add that interims try to change things fast. Settled ministers take a longer time. And you all have done pretty well in the year and a half with me. So I think that, you will live into the changes that are coming, if that's helpful. So, Terry, based on all this, what are we looking for in the next settled minister? What did you guys, what did you discern from all this
I
to
thought
help
you just told us what we were looking for. We're done.
We just had an interview with that exact candidate.
So, no, we didn't. And of course, I don't have to tell you all know that we want a lot. Okay, and as Ann said, we're sifting through a lot of information still. But here are some of our takeaways. Some of the characteristics mentioned were strong leadership skills. We would like a minister to come in and support the new governance model that we're trying out. We would like a minister to come in and work with our staff and our lay leaders toward our goals and living into our mission. We would like a minister who's experienced working with a community that wants to grow and has a little difficulty with change. We would like a strategic, patient, kind person helping us to negotiate the inevitable changes that come. We would like a charismatic person in the pulpit with skills in worship excellence. We would like a warm and willing minister who wants to spend time getting to know us and perhaps be available to us in times of crisis in terms of pastoral care. We would like a leader in our larger community and challenge us to do justice work in our community. We are definite that we would like a minister who lives among us within about a 30-minute radius of driving to the fellowship.
Sounds like a great job description.
Yeah, we're searching.
So what are the next steps? So we've gone through the questionnaire, we've gone through the cottage meetings.
Yes.
It's November 12th. March 28th is offer date. What happens between now and then?
Okay, so that's good. So in September, we got the survey out, we encouraged, we gathered, 114 people responded, was great. We were happy with that. We created a presentation and invited members to come and discuss and dig deeper and help us get a better handle on what it is our community wishes. Just an aside, if you didn't get a chance to do the survey and you would like to see the results, it will be posted on our website. It will be in our members section, which you do need a website password for. I think if you ask around, somebody can help you get that. It will be under Ministerial Search Committee. Okay, so October, we did our cottage meetings. Moving on, November is a big month for our congregational record. The transitions office sends us about 50 plus questions that we have to pull together. We'll talk with our chair people, we'll talk with our board, we'll talk with our minister as we gather all this information. They want to know, how many members are we? How do we govern ourselves? What's our committee structure? How do we get things done? What do you expect of a minister in terms of pastoral care, in terms of working with our staff? Lots of questions. At the same time, we have a negotiations team that is putting together a compensation packet. They want to know about salary, housing, benefits. So by the end of November, we have to have all of that submitted. It's a lot of work. But then, December, the search team gets to take a breather.
And have a baby.
That's right. November 30th, perfect.
Not the search team's baby, just to clarify. Yes, the timing works out.
Perfect.
So then things get very exciting in January. In the first week of January, the search team will receive the list of interested applicants. We will get to read those ministers' records, conduct interviews, call references, gather lots of information. This part of the process is a little bit different than so far what we've been doing, reaching out. This is confidential. We may have ministers who are working in a congregation who haven't really told them yet that they're looking. So all of this, if you come to us and say, what's going on, we can share the process, but not the information. That will stay within the search team. So after going through all that information, The team will then choose 3 pre-candidates. In February and March, we will have 3 pre-candidating weekends, Friday night to Sunday afternoon. We'll share meals with the pre-candidating minister. We will have deeper interview time with them. We'll show them the congregation. We'll show them the area that they would consider living in. And then it will be followed by, we have set up host congregations who will allow those 3 ministers on 3 different weekends to preach. So the search team will go to those congregations and hear the pre-candidating ministers preach. All of that, we will do that for 3 weekends. Okay. At the end of March, then, we will be asked by the transitions team at the UUA to give them a ranked list. Here's our favorite, here's our second, here's our third. Then the ministers will also be asked, give us your first, second, third, and the transitions team will work on matching up candidates. In April, the search team's candidate is announced to the congregation. So at the end of April, there will be a candidating week where that minister comes and spends 8 days here, beginning with a Sunday service, and then they will meet our lay leaders, they will chat with our congregants, engage with our staff, get a tour, a deeper tour of our area, work on our compensation packet. All of that will end on the next Sunday with one more Sunday service where the minister will preach. Following candidating week, we will have a prearranged congregational meeting where we will be asked to vote to call that minister. And we need to decide, do we believe this candidate is a good fit for the needs of our congregation? And a minister will be looking for a high level of affirmation to come here and work with us.
So it's a lot. and a little complicated. Let me just give you for a minute from the minister side what's happening. So ministers are right now, people who want to change congregations for any variety of reasons, are preparing websites right now and their packets. In December, there will be a list announced of what are the congregations that are in search, and the congregational records get posted. So you go through and you say, oh, I could be in New York, or I'm not going to Wyoming, and then on, I think it's the 2nd of January, the ministers click on the packets that they are interested in. And generally, you're told, it's kind of like applying, when your kid applied to college, you're not supposed to apply to so many, so you pick places that you are pretty interested in going after you've read the packet. So the packets are incredibly important because you're looking for things in the packet to, is this going to be a good match? Which is not, we're not looking for the perfect pastor, we're looking for the right match between us. So ministers then click down the list. That list goes to the search committee, and then there's usually a Zoom interview with maybe 6 to 8 candidates. So maybe you get 12. There are 4 people you're like, yeah, no, based on what we know, this doesn't feel like a good match. Then that same minister is also, then people make offers for pre-candidating weekends, and the ministers are also told they can only go to 3 places. So you can't do 6 weekends. So you, the candidate, is also winnowing down where I might want to be. So that's a very serious joint process. And then after the pre-candidating weekends, that person is then saying, okay, what would be my first choice? What would be my second choice? And what's my hell no, I'm not going. I had, and when I was in search in 2016, after a pre-candidating weekend, I was like, whoop, that's not happening. So these weekends are very important on both sides to get things. So the question is, so candidating week, right? We do this differently as a denomination than just about everybody else. Most congregations that have congregational polity, where the congregation is in charge of governance, bring people for 3 to 4 days. The UUA has you come for 9 days. I can tell you it's about the most exhausting 9 days of my life, and when I think back to my applying through this.
They insist we give them 1 day off.
1 day off. And to book a massage that day. I did 29 meetings and went to 8 potlucks when I was applying in Reston, Virginia. By the last potluck, I never wanted to see a casserole. So it's tough, but I really want you all to talk about, is the congregation just rubber stamping you? Or is something, is this more important than that?
I don't see it as a rubber stamping. The reason we had the survey, the reason we have cottage meetings, is to gather from our congregation what we all think we need in a minister. The search team will not do that vote alone. We will suggest, based on the people whom we have interviewed, who we recommend, who we suggest that people meet and get to know and take time to talk with during that time. And then we vote, all of us, to call that minister.
And I think it's important for you all to know that although your bylaws allow a minister to be called with a what vote?
I don't know,
I think it's
2/3, yeah?
2/3?
Ah,
That ministers will only come if they get a 95% or better vote. No minister wants to start out knowing that 1/3 of the congregation didn't really want them to come. You can imagine what that would be like. So ministers are really looking for the whole congregation to say, yes, we see that you could be our next settled minister. Ann?
Sure. Thank you. I'm sharing this because it is public knowledge on the UUA website. So we as the search committee had a very lengthy training packet that we had to read through. And something that is overly emphasized in that packet is the importance of doing our due diligence to call the right minister and not just call a minister. So the specific guidance that they very strongly give is that if we don't have a very, very, very excellent close match, to not just make a desperate call for somebody that might not work out. That was really strongly emphasized, that it's better to start the search process again without a minister than to call someone who may be wrong for us.
And let me reassure you that I don't think you're going to have any trouble having really great candidates. I mean, you are a great congregation. I have so enjoyed working with you. I think we have done such great work in the last 2 years that I will represent to candidates who call me, and any minister who knows what they're doing, who's in search, calls the interim to talk about the congregation. So let you not be afraid that, oh my God, she said. So I think you all are in a great position to get a really great minister.
yes, and I just want to remind people again, the search team will be available today. Perhaps we've instigated more concern or more questions, and please feel free to come and speak with us after the service or any time.
So thank you, Terry and Ann, for joining me on the chancel and
welcome.
for sharing. And thank you to all the members of the search committee for their hard work. And I will now invite you, in the spirit of change and future wonderful things for this congregation, to rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing Building in a Way, hymn number 1017 in the Teal hymnal. We are building a new way. This search process is complex. I want you to know that the right minister is out there searching for you. Know that this congregation deserves a wonderful, committed, dedicated, experienced, settled minister. Trust the process. Believe in each other. Open your hearts. Be hopeful about the change that is coming. Build a new way. Ministry, my friends, is what we do together. And say with me, my friends, go in peace. May our real service begin. And now we are going to join in singing This Little Light of Mine with special words about the search. And we're going to pass out some musical instruments. Jen has some musical instruments, and maybe somebody else can help get these out to the congregation. Jay's passing some out. Thank you, Steve and Jen. Oh, Jane, take a musical instrument. All right, and if you would please rise in body or spirit and join the choir and Jay in singing This Little Light of Mine, making a joyful noise for our future.
right, that was fun. If you can part with your instruments, please drop them in the bins in the back on the way out. Thank you, Reverend Deborah, Dr. J, and the choir. Please greet Reverend Deborah at the back of the sanctuary on your way out. I wish everyone at home a good day and invite those of you here in the main hall to coffee in the social hour to celebrate Reverend Deborah's lifetime achievement.